All right, let's blow this up a little bit for you. Sorry, I got a faint brush in my mouth. That's why I'm talking so weird. Okay. All right. Payne's Gray across. I put some more vines and crap hanging down over here and some flowers and stuff. And now I kind of need Payne's Gray just to bring out the fact that there is a flower bush out there and vines hanging down. And it's just going to build up some shadows and stuff. Where, again, I want to draw your eyes too. And I'll do the highlights on the actual vines later, because they are in, but now I'm just putting in shadows. Where there's kind of a edge here, more or less. And it's going to drop down that way. So, there's a bush here. I did make a flowery type bush just by splashing a bunch of, what I use, primary yellow and sap green onto a really crappy, shitty brush I had. And that's kind of how I made these bushes and stuff. Bounced it. They kind of looked like flat rocks before. So I bounced it and I made it higher than the actual walkway, and I pushed it up further into the space, the open space, actually the blue space, and I built a mound. So now it looks more like a bush than an actual rock. And I think it helps make it a little bit more friendly of a pathway. I didn't want rocks all the way down. I kind of want bushes to show, even though I have flowers and stuff around there. Rocks make it look a little bit too harsh and cold and stuff like that. So some bushes here and there, a little bit highlights coming down. And like I said, Payne's Gray has now gone into that. As you can see, there's some shadows there, and not a hell of a lot. So sap green, primary yellow, you know how this works. Just before, let's see if I can get a decent green. That's a little bit too light. I'm playing around on the palette. What I mean playing around on the palette, I'm really bouncing the paintbrush until I can see like the color that I kind of want. That's a little bright right there. So I go into the green a little bit, I add a little bit of green, and that kind of looks about right. See that color right there? That's kind of what I'm going for, that lime racing green, whatever. And we'll see how that works with this, with the highlights. That's close. A little bit more yellow, so I'll put a little more yellow into that. I do want a little more of an edge on some of these leading areas, or leading vines coming down. Here, watch. I'll show you what I mean. Let's make a yellow edge there. There you go. Now, you'll see it with the outcropping there. All I have is a yellow there, actually. You don't even have any shadows or anything yet. Just, all right, really quick, and I'm not rinsing the brush at all. I'm using Payne's Gray right on top of it. See if I can't build up the shadow really quick with that little outcropping there. Maybe a little too dark, huh? All right, let's come back down with the yellow. And yellow and green again, I'm bouncing just down, just to make the vines and stuff coming down this way. Okay, there we go. A little bit better. Bouncy bounce. Bouncy, bouncy, bounce, bouncy, bounce, bouncy, bounce, 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 dab, 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 dab. Okay? A little tiny rocky outcropping. Or a flowery outcropping. Or something that hangs down, a vine of some sort. There we go, a little bit more yellow on that. Make it a little bit more pronounced. Okay, now I can start putting a little bit of shadows to make it so it's not really blurry like that. Or I can leave it blurry. Just leave it like that. Do a little bit more right up at the corner, right at the curve here. Yeah, why not? To show you, bring your attention. Yep, there's a curve there. It kind of disappears out of sight that way because you go around the corner that way. And let's just leave it like that. So that, see? And then these I put on a little bit earlier. We can do it a little bit lighter now. They're close to the light, closer to the light that way. Then, you know, so it shows the curve a little bit more too. It shows the drop off and the curve coming down this way. A little bit of Payne's Gray in there because I'm shading. Because why not, right? Again. There we go. On that one. A little bit on this one. What am I up to? I'm at 421 now. Okay. Let's put, that's kind of a heavy shading, but okay. See, scraping with the finger, it blurs it out, makes it not quite as dark, and I can also kind of direct it to where I want it to go. See, here we go. All right, now I can do a little bit of highlights on the steps there, maybe, because they kind of, you have that a little bit there. These are almost yellow back here too, by the way. The steps closer up to your eyes are greener. Again, where the light is, where it reflects. And I did do a little bit more highlighting on all the steps coming down, just to bring them out a little more. Why not, right? Okay, we're running a little over 5. Let's stop this here.